clock.
I'm going to in a minute. Golly. My clock should be going.
Oh, you can cancel it. It died down. Oh, you can cancel it. It died down.
Hey, will you share that to the Subbies West Central Missouri? Will you share that on our Henry County page, the link? Oh, I got it. It's up now. It was hanging up on me for a minute. Hey, will you share that to the Subbies West Central Missouri? Will you share that on our Henry County page, the link? Oh, I got it. It's up now. It was hanging up on me for a minute. Hey guys, happy Friday to you. So we do have some thunderstorms that are beginning to pop up here in West Central Missouri. One near Deepwater, another one in Shell City, and one down in Vernon County, Bernal. These are all out ahead of the cold front. We can definitely see where that cold front's at. We got 54 in Ottawa. Alright guys, so hopefully you can hear me now. We had a little bit of an echo going on there for a minute. So yeah, we're just kind of watching these thunderstorms that are starting to pop up here in west central Missouri. And again, this is out ahead of the main line of thunderstorms associated with the cold front out here in eastern Kansas. So I thought we would kind of stay on for a little bit to see this one down here that came up through Vernon County and is now up here near Shell City. It has continued to, it's a little fighter. It continues to be kind of a robust little bitty cell. So we're just kind of watching that to see if it should happen to intensify any here over the next few minutes. Most of these cells are coming into untapped air here in west central Missouri. So, you know, the moisture is definitely available. We have some low level wind shear, but these things are having kind of a hard time from northwest Missouri all the way down into west central Missouri sustaining themselves. We just don't have that rotation at the mid levels to sustain a supercell. So we're going to see if we do have a little pocket. Let me draw this here real quick. We have a little pocket of higher instability right in this area. So instability is rich. We have that, remember me talking last or night before last about CAPE. That's how much energy that these storms have to actually intensify and sustain themselves. And we've got a pretty good little plume of CAPE right we're in that circle as well. I think that's why we're starting to see a few thunderstorm pop-ups out ahead of the line. But we're just kind of in a waiting game right now until we know whether or not these thunderstorms are going to sustain themselves. Hey Tyson, good to see you. Hi Ricky, how you just got on? I just got on, so I think I just answered your question there. What we were just talking about. So yeah. So you know, I don't know how many of you guys were watching our Midwest Mezzo team, Team Havoc, and Nader Boys, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. They were up in northwest Missouri. Earlier this afternoon, they got in front of a tornado-warned storm up near Maryville, which was quite exciting. And but seemed like from about that point on, thunderstorms just had a really hard time sustaining themselves. You know, just shy of severe limits. So a little better ingredients right where I got that red circle right now. So we have thunderstorms popping up in that red circle now. Now we're just going to see if these are able to grow or if they're just going to kind of fall apart on, you know, on top of each other. So just kind of a waiting game right now, but I know everybody's kind of antsy what's going on with these storms. We have a pretty good little complex over on the Kansas side that is going to be moving over toward Lamar, Nevada, Vernon County. We'll be watching that as well. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Appreciate those kind words. Thanks, Sandra. No, we're happy to share some of that rainfall with you. We've had enough up here. Oh, Christina. Of course, I knew you would be here. I think you had that phone just waiting for Subby to go live. So the Cape, looking like in a circle area. I will show you exactly what I'm looking at. So we kind of went over this a little bit the other night when we were live, but if you see where my cursor is, all the way up in that center area to come down here through west central Missouri, that's the 1500 joules per kilogram CAPE area. Remember the other night we were looking and it was only like around 400, 450 joules per kilogram. That's how much energy these storms had. Well, in this little sliver here, right here in west central Missouri, we've got 1628 joules per kilogram. So that's actually more than ample to I should say sustain, but to keep those thunderstorms alive. Now we just need the other ingredients. Remember, in order for severe storms to form, you got to have moisture. You have to have, of course, energy. You have to have lift, in which we have a cold front moving in, and you also have to have wind shear. Now we have plenty of wind shear on the ground level, wind coming from two different directions, but it's a mid-level up there, probably somewhere around 15, 18,000 feet above our heads. There's not a whole lot of wind shear up there, and so they're building up good until they get up to that level. Then they just kind of fall apart. So sometimes you can overcome that. So that's what we're waiting for here with any of these storms here in west central Missouri. They're feeding on that high energy. They're feeding on that surface wind shear. And now we're just seeing if they're going to be able to continue to grow up in height. Now take this little cell down here by Rockville. We can actually see how tall those clouds are. You notice how they're only about 28, about 35,000 feet. Now, we're going to wait and see if this intensifies. We will see the height of those clouds being able to go up even further, maybe up to 45,000 feet. And then we know that that thunderstorm is able to grow vertically, and it could continue to intensify. Hi, David. So hopefully everybody's having a great Friday night. I know that me and Team Havoc, we are going to be up in Sedalia tomorrow at the State Fair. They are having a convention up there, an ag convention. So we're going to be up there giving a talk on what farmers can expect this summer and what they can expect during harvest time. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we obtain information. We're going to talk about the LRC. So pretty excited about that. We're going to be going up there tomorrow to Sedalia to the State Fair. Oh, me too, Judy. Yeah, we don't need anything too severe. So again, quite a few little thunderstorms popping up all along that axis of that higher energy, from Marshall down to Warrensburg, Henry County, Clinton, Osceola, El Dorado Springs, down to Nevada. And again, this is the head of the cold front. So these are what we're kind of watching to see if they're going to intensify. This little cell right here is moving 52 miles per hour to the northeast, so it is trucking at a pretty good clip. Let's go ahead and put a storm track on that. Deepwater in about 23 minutes, Clinton in 29, Calhoun in 41, Leet in 46 minutes, and Windsor in 49 minutes. And that's for this little blip of a storm down here near Rockville right now. It's not severe or anything right now, just some torrential rain. We're starting to see some lightning with this cell. And we'll be watching that here over the next hour to see if it will intensify any at all. Yeah, sis, it's cooling down. Look at these temperatures up here. 48 Leavenworth, 49 in Lawrence, 47 in Topeka, 46 in St. Joe, 48 in just north of Parkville. So compared to 72 down here. So definitely know where that cold front's at. We still have a couple of our chase groups still out there. We do have Team Havoc out there on the roadways. I do believe they are hightailing it back down here to West Central Missouri. Not seeing a whole lot as far as any kind of lightning or anything as they head to the south. We'll be definitely keeping an eye on them here over the next 30-45 minutes as they head back.
That's a discussion on that, what those guys will be encountering.
So again, we still have a couple of these little cells down here in Vernon County. El Dorado Springs, you guys are getting a thunderstorm, and again, no warnings or anything with any of these storms right now, guys. So we are just monitoring just to see if they are going to intensify or if they're going to get kind of swallowed up by the cold front as that cold front makes its way across the state line. So we're kind of in a waiting period right now, seeing how these storms react to the environment in which they're in, see if they are going to expand or if they're just going to be kind of capped off. No, they're not going to. I really don't think they'll extend the watch unless something should happen. I really don't see it. We got the latest update on the Cape. Check this out. This is the reason why all these storms are forming right now. I'm going to bring up this page again. So we have a plume of over 2,000 Cape that is right in West Central Missouri. We even have a little pocket of 2,500 cape that looks like is right Vernon. Let's see, that's going to be Bates, Cass, and right at the Bates County line, basically. But we go take a look here. Now we are look like 1836 joules per kilogram. 1948 joules per kilogram, and this is at the mid-level. So that's what we want to see, is that mid-level. You also want to see surface cape, but mid-level is also what we're a little bit shy on tonight. All of the markers are looking pretty efficient for severe weather. We have shear, we have energy, we have a little bit of rotation in the atmosphere. That's a helicity. So we're definitely going to be watching these cells here in west central Missouri as they continue to multiply out in front of this cold front. Right now, no warnings. Nothing to be concerned about right now. And again, we're just kind of in that waiting game right now. The event tomorrow, it's at the State Fairgrounds. It's at the Coliseum down there. Well, there's your understanding right there. Fletcher Creek just answered. It's at the expo at the State Fairgrounds. So cell is coming down a highway just to the east of Appleton City, getting ready to move into Henry County, and we'll be crossing 52 highway here in about probably less than 5 minutes. So if you're traveling between Montrose and Deepwater on 52, just know that you're going to be into some torrential rainfall for a short amount of time as this cell continued to track up to the northeast at 52 miles per hour. We also have a couple little cells down just north of El Dorado Springs, and looks like Vernon County's got 2 or 3 little cells in Vernon County as well. And again, we don't have any kind of warnings or advisories here in west central Missouri, and we are in a waiting game to see if any of these cells should happen to gain in their strength. But if you notice up here, Lee Summit, Harrisonville, Garden City, Kansas City. There's nothing up here at all. So it looks like it's pretty much isolated just along this line from Marshall, Warrensburg, down to Clinton, Appleton City, Nevada. We'll go ahead and put this in motion for you guys. No, Jordan, thank goodness. Yeah, pretty much once this front moves through, severe threat is going to be over. If you notice up here in the KC Metro, Wyandotte County, up here near Smithville, Platte County, they've canceled all the watches up here because they're behind the front. There'll be some leftover showers, maybe thunder showers, but other than that, that should be it. We should remain dry for the weekend. It's going to be a lot cooler though. Tomorrow's high. Last I checked on the guidance, I believe it said it was 52 to 56 degrees for the high tomorrow. And then Sunday, I think 60 on Sunday. We could have a frost Sunday morning if the winds continue to die down on Saturday night. I think we'll get down to 34, 35 degrees and we'll have a frost on Saturday night into Sunday morning. Hi Angela, Sedalia. Yep, we're all in the same boat, about the same. We're just kind of in the waiting game right now. Yeah, Jordan, it didn't even rain at Royal Stadium tonight. So Mountain Home, Arkansas, you are not under any kind of watch at this time. There could be a watch issued a little bit later as this cold front continues to sag down to the southeast. Likely will not be a tornado producer where they would have a tornado watch, but there's a chance you could be put under a severe thunderstorm watch as this cold front sags down here overnight tonight. Not much happening out there on our Skycam here, just off the square, downtown Clinton, Missouri. I've got the live cam pulled up, just kind of looking to see if, if we're seeing any more lightning strikes that might indicate the storms are strengthening a little bit. Right now, not seeing anything. A lightning strike every now and then, but pretty unimpressive so far with any of these cells here. Just good old-fashioned rain producers. Yep, So trying to answer y'all's questions. I think I answered them just now, but Ballard, Clinton, Drexel, yeah, we're all in the same boat together. We're just in a waiting game right now. Nothing severe. Just good old-fashioned thunderstorms currently. So we did have an extension of a special weather statement that's going to be heading over the state line into Vernon County. It's going to include Richards, looks like along 54 highway, about at Deerfield, which I'm pretty familiar with this area, but Deerfield through Fort Scott on 54, Moundville, Brenall. And again, that's going to be for up to 50 mile per hour winds associated with this little cluster here in eastern Kansas from Fort Scott down to Pittsburgh. And it's going to be moving across the state line here in about another 20 minutes. Yeah, you're not kidding, Corey. Glad you stopped in Tulsa, too. Raymore, Lee Summit border, Ashley. Actually, you know, you guys can go to bed. Your severe threat done for the night. You're on the backside of that cold front. You notice up here we got like 58 degrees there at Unity Village, and it's still 72 degrees down here in Henry County. So if you're behind that front, your severe threat went bye-bye for the rest of the night. Yeah, Barry, nothing changed since when you asked me here a little bit ago. Windsor could get some thunderstorms tonight. Hi, Madeline. So, yeah, Clinton's in the same boat as the rest of us. We're just kind of in a waiting game to see if any of these thunderstorms should happen to, get intensify. Right now, they're all behaving right now. Just regular thunderstorms. Nothing concerning at all right now. Starting to sprinkle a little bit in Archie. Hi, Christine. How are you? And again, we're kind of in that waiting phase right now. We've got plenty of energy tonight. If you guys remember the other night, we had all the conditions but the energy for severe storms to happen. Tonight, we've got all the energy, but we're missing a little bit of wind shear up there at the mid-levels. So these thunderstorms are still having kind of a hard time keeping up their intensity and intensifying any. So we're just kind of waiting. We do have this little area here that we're seeing that has quite a bit of energy associated with here in west central Missouri. We're up to about 2,197 joules per kilogram now, just here over the last 15-20 minutes. So we've got a bunch of energy right now, but we're just missing some of that wind shear at the mid levels, or else we would have explosive thunderstorm development right now. Hi, TJ. So we currently have that cold front right now. We can just take a look. Of course, it's we're 56 in Lee Summit, 51 in Gardner, Kansas, and we're still sitting at 72 in Clinton, 72 in Harrisonville. So pretty much you could draw a line from really from about Harrisonville down through Amoret, Fort Scott, down to Girard, Pittsburgh, and that's where the cold front is right now. Once the cold front passes us, severe threat done for the night. So basically, there's no severe weather out there at all right now. We're just kind of in a waiting game for all the areas. We've got quite a few little pop-up thunderstorms out there, but nothing severe. So that covers all of the questions here. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, we have our storm chasers out tonight too. They're still out. So if we run much past 10 o'clock tonight, I think we're just going to come down around 9:30. We're going to do our seminar. We're going to hang out for a little bit afterwards, answer questions, and talk to a few folks, and then buzz out tomorrow afternoon. It's been kind of a long week this week for everybody. So right now we've got the little bitty teeny tiny thunderstorms right now. A couple near Green Ridge, a couple just southeast of Leesville. I'm sorry, just southeast of Calhoun, just north of Leesville. We've got a couple down in St. Clair County. This is going to be along B Highway and A Highway. And we got a couple down here as well, down in Vernon County. But right now, nothing severe, just regular pop-up thunderstorms. I got all kinds of stuff tonight. I didn't know what kind of night I was going to have. Definitely got my goldfish. And she didn't want a plug, but I'm going to give her a plug anyway. Our Crazy Acres. Becky, great couple. They brought me in some streaming snacks. Brought me in some of their, check this out. It is called Brown Butter Snickerdoodles. I've only got a couple left. And then they brought some of their goat milk caramels for me. That was awesome. I got all kinds of snacks. I think once everything quiet down and I end the live stream, I think I'm just going to hang out here at the Weather Center and eat all my snacks for the night. Go take a look here. I know Oklahoma City they've been under the gun here over the last hour or so. And again, we're taking a look here at Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where they do have a tornado warning ongoing down there. And I know where it is. You can see the inflow jet. This right here, you got all that warm, moist air being pumped into this cell. Likely you're going to see rotation right there. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, buddy. So, just in comparison, we've got winds in excess of 94 miles per hour going toward the radar. That's intense winds. And again, this is in Oklahoma. There ain't much going on up in our neck of the woods, so we're just kind of checking them out here in Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the normalized rotation. Oh yeah, it's pretty much maxed out on wind shear on this. So yeah, they're getting hammered pretty good down there in Oklahoma right now. Very, very slow moving storm as well on the south side of Oklahoma. We have a special weather statement still ongoing for this cell just on the other side of the state line between Pittsburgh and Fort Scott. And it's going to be moving over into Vernon County here within probably the next 10 minutes. And it's going to be affecting Bernal, Moundville, Richard, 54 highway from Deerfield to Fort Scott. Another little cell down here northeast of Milo. This is going to be southwest of El Dorado Springs, producing some very heavy rains. And we have a couple cells here in St. Clair County as well, up just to the south of Windsor, Green Ridge, and up to Sweet Springs. And again, none of these are severe, guys. So, well, I lied. Now we got a severe warning down for the cell down going into Vernon County. Let's go to the Springfield radar site on this. This is going to be for southeastern Bourbon County, northeastern Crawford County, northwestern Barton County, and southwestern Vernon County. Thunderstorms were located along a line extended from Fort Scott to near Arma to near Cherokee, moving northeast at 40. So if you live in Prairie State Park, Nevada, Girard, Arma, Liberal, Sheldon, Mulberry, Mendamines, Franklin, Arcadia, Bernal, Moundville, Milo, Deerfield, Burgess, Crowsburg, Yale, Farlington, and Hannon, you are in the path of this cluster of thunderstorms. Almost sounded like a tongue twister. Not seeing much of the way of any rotation on this. Just a pocket of very strong winds. So that's what we like to call a wind bag. So we've got 50 to 60 mile per hour winds over quite a broad area. Yes, yes, yes. I like that, Nina. I will have Doug do a little grocery shopping for me.
A bunch.
So very light showers is happening up here, Harrisonville, Garden City, Adrian, Archie, just a light rain shower. And we have a few thunderstorms from Sedalia, Green Ridge, Windsor, Calhoun, Clinton, down through St. Clair County, Lowry City. There's going to be along B Highway, A Highway, and then we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Vernon County. And this is going to be affecting the town of Nevada, and for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, and maybe up to nickel-size hail as well. Down to the south, we have a pretty strong storm down here that's going to be heading over toward Neosho, Seneca, Granby, Goodman, Anderson. So this will likely stay probably just to the south of Joplin, if anybody has any friends or family down in that neck of the woods. Really, guys, there's not a whole lot going on up here in kind of in our neck of the woods. It looks like Harrisonville is cooling down just a little bit, down to 70. Already down to 51 degrees in Gardner, 51 degrees in Kansas City, 56 in Lee Summit, 70 in Warrensburg, 70 in Harrisonville. So that cold front slowly making its way our direction. So we have a report of a shelf cloud southwest of Joplin. And of course, the shelf cloud is a little bit different than a wall cloud, so to speak. A wall cloud is rotating. A shelf cloud is pretty ominous looking, but it's likely looking off to this cell here to the south of Joplin. Spotters are calling in a shelf cloud down here, which is doesn't necessarily mean anything severe, which there's not a severe warning out here south of Joplin right now. That's the reason why you always want to make sure you know what you're talking about when you're out storm spotting or storm chasing before you call it in. We still see a big pocket of very intense winds that's moving into Arcadia right along 69 highway. Cars are probably getting blown around pretty good along 69 highway, since that's going to be a crosswind hitting them on the side. Probably had pushed a few cars off toward the side of the road, I'm sure. We still got a line of non-severe springtime thunderstorms from Hughesville, Sedalia, Green Ridge, Windsor, Leesville, Tightwad, down through Lowry City, and down toward El Dorado Springs. Again, none of these are severe. They haven't shown any signs of intensifying. Just good old-fashioned thunderstorms. You got a little hail west of Lowry. That's what that's right here, probably. Probably, maybe pea size. Not very big. We could see some pea-size hail with really any of these high top thunderstorms. Probably a little bit of pea-size hail down near 54 Highway near Oak Ridge and to Derrick on 54 Highway. And let you guys know I do have my partner in crime, our Director of Emergency Management for Henry County, Mark Harden. He is in the house tonight. He is being my backup for the evening. We're just looking down here in Oklahoma. They have another tornado warning down Oklahoma City. Still radar indicated, thank goodness. Nothing confirmed yet. Very intense storm down in Oklahoma right now. Right over Norman, Moore, and Oklahoma City. But up here in west central Missouri, we have got lots of little bitty, robust little thunderstorms from Sedalia down to Windsor, Green Ridge, Leesville, Deepwater, Lowry City, down through Roscoe, Eldo, and then we've got the leading edge of a windbag that has crossed the state line into Vernon County. We've got 50, 60 mile per hour winds associated with this. This little area right here, this is what we call a windbag. It's made when you have the backing winds pushing that line of thunderstorms out, making a bow, like a bow echo, and you get the big circular bag of 50, 60 mile per hour winds that rushes out ahead of it. And that's the reason for this severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like it's heading over toward Moundville and Bernal. Current track right now takes it just to the south of Nevada. On the south side of Nevada. No, we don't have to worry about those cells down in Oklahoma.
Negative, I'm at the crossroads.
I got a call about this feeling that happened in 1835 when at Casey's when you're done.
So we are still under a severe thunderstorm watch for the next 31 minutes. There is a possibility that they will have a new severe thunderstorm watch and extend this probably further down to the south. Vernon County, maybe St. Clair County might remain in this new severe thunderstorm watch. They hadn't mentioned anything on that yet, but I'm going to say Bates, Henry, Benton, Pettis, Johnson, and Cass counties will probably be allowed to expire at 10 o'clock. So yeah, looks like the strongest of the winds could be coming up, approaching Eldo, Savannah. They added another severe thunderstorm warning to the south of the current one for Vernon County. That's going to include Joplin, close to Carthage and Jasper. And again, just to recap, in case you're just tuning in, we just got just the line of regular springtime thunderstorms from Sedalia, Windsor down through Deepwater, Lowry City, Roscoe, El Dorado Springs. And then we have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Vernon County for this, what we like to call a wind bag, a little bit of a Boeing segment right here, that is actually having 50, 60 mile per hour winds associated. I don't know where that music's coming from. I like it. That's quiet jazz. Everybody just needs to kind of chill out, and it's Subby After Dark. I want to welcome you to Subby's After Dark presentation. I accidentally hit quiet jazz on YouTube, and we were listening to that for a moment. Which portion of Johnson County do you think will get extended? I don't think Johnson County will get extended. I think Johnson County is, I think the severe threat for Johnson County on the Missouri side is probably pretty much done for the night. Let's put a track on these. I'm going to put a track on these winds here. 43. So at the current position and speed, Milo in 14 minutes, El Dorado Springs in 39 minutes, Roscoe 58, Osceola 1.2 hour, Vista 1.2, and Humansville 1.2. So this is basically where the strongest of the winds are going to be heading into. Right now they are kind of in between Moundville and Bernal. And then of course it's going to head on up Milo and I-49. And then on up near El Dorado, Osceola, Vista, Collins, Humansville, Roscoe. Right along 54 highway. Yes, I agree, Cindy. Thank you. Everybody's cracking up over the music. Subby After Dark. Welcome to our jazz session. We have thunderstorms in west central Missouri this evening. Overnight lows down into the middle 40s. Sit back and relax. Oh, I got Mark over here just rolling. Gotta have a little fun sometimes. You know what that reminded me of? If anybody, this is going to show my age, but if anybody remembers how the original Weather Channel was. You remember when they would have that jazz music playing and you see the old DOS typewriter keys going across talking about thunderstorms overnight tonight? That's funny stuff. Oh, good stuff. So again, there hadn't been too many updates, guys. Nina's trying to get Doug to dance with him. That's funny. Oh gosh, Jordan, now you're asking what channel, the Weather Channel was on? I don't know. All I remember is a manual. The only remote we had was your hand turning the knob. Could still be seeing a little bit of pea-sized hail. This is going to be just to the east of 13 Highway, heading up in over to Z, Mount Zion area. So could have a little bit of pea-sized hail mixed in with that. But again, we don't have any strong storms right now, with the exception of the one down here in Vernon County that's producing some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Lori, look at you going all retro. And again, if you guys are up really in the Adrian, Cass County, Garden City, Harrisonville, Warrensburg, really your severe threat is pretty much done for the night, guys. If you guys want to finish up, enjoying the evening, or heading to bed, I don't see any reason why you cannot do that. This line is just having really hard time organizing, even though it is a big time cold front. But not all of our ingredients are there for an intense line of storms tonight, which is good. I'd much rather have that than a bunch of damage that have to go assess first thing tomorrow morning. So, yeah, if you're in Warrensburg, Higginsville, Odessa, Lee Summit, Kansas City, Belton, Harrisonville, Garden City, you guys can all go to bed. You don't have to worry about severe weather this evening. Hey, Josh. Yes, I know. I would too. And I don't know. There's some. I think it's some Facebook page. I don't know if maybe it's called Retro 80s or something like that. Maybe that I followed at one time. But every now and then, they would have a video showing, you know, the old time TVs with the turn knobs and a big old fat cable box on top, a Rubik's Cube, Juicy Fruit, and maybe a Stretch Armstrong with the Weather Channel playing, with the old typewriter typing key letters. I don't know what font that was at the time, but with that jazz music in the background. Oh gosh, I used to fall asleep at night, I wake up to it first thing in the morning, and I still hear that jazz going on. We got a little while left for Clinton. I don't want to necessarily give the all clear. The front is still the front is still out to our west a little bit. We want to make sure that these thunderstorms don't re-fire up along the front. So probably a little longer for Henry County. Let's check on these winds down here going through Vernon County. They've subsided a little bit, but we're still showing some 50, 55 mile per hour winds right along 43 highway. You take 54 out of Nevada, and then you can take 43 south. That takes you right into Joplin. So really right in between Bernal and Moundville, we've got some 50, 55 mile per hour winds along 43. I do remember that. Yeah, yeah, I remember warming up. You had to warm up those TV tubes. That's why I like jazz, Cindy. The Weather Channel, 100%. I can sit back and chill out with jazz. Absolutely.
They just canceled our watch.
Huh?
They just canceled our watch.
So guys, we got some good news. So I'm going to put this here in chat. So they have canceled the severe thunderstorm watch for Bates, Carroll, Cass, Cooper, Henry, Howard, Jackson, Johnson, Lafayette, Lynn, Pettis, Randolph, Ray, and Saline. So that leaves Vernon County right now and St. Clair County as the only two counties that's still left in that severe thunderstorm watch. So I think they are in agreement. What we had talked about as far as these storms, they just don't have enough oomph to get them to intensify. So they've just updated. Well, it looks like Bates County might still be under that too. So Bates County, well, I'm sorry, not Bates, Benton County. They did not cancel for Benton. So Benton, St. Clair, and Vernon County. Now remember, that's in the Springfield National Weather Service area. So here, maybe after a while, they may cancel it for Benton County, but we'll have to wait and see on that. They did put a special weather statement out for this cell in Vernon County. And again, we saw some of those winds were starting to die down just a little bit, maybe just underneath severe limits. So they went ahead and put a special weather statement out ahead of it. This is going to include Walker, Montevallo, El Dorado Springs. And this is going to be for up to 50 mile per hour winds. So this new watch goes till 5 a.m. Now I will not be staying up till 5 a.m. I have a feeling once this little Bo Echo moves through Vernon County and into this area here, once it moves through, they'll likely cancel the northern half of this watch here, probably within the next hour. So again, if you guys check up on chat, notice that that they have canceled the severe thunderstorm watch for all the counties with the exception of Vernon, St. Clair, and Benton counties for right now. So if you live in Henry County, Pettis County, Johnson County, Cass County, Bates County, you guys can go to bed. It might be noisy for a little bit with some leftover thunder showers out there, but the severe weather threat is now done with you guys. Check out these winds again down here in Vernon County. Yeah, we continue to see weakening of these winds. We don't see that wind bag with those 50, 60 mile per hour winds in it right now. But we'll continue to monitor. Guys, you give me just 1 sec. I'm going to take just about a 2-3 minute break, and I'll be right back with you. And again, nothing pressing right now. 40-45 mile per hour winds. That is coming down 54 Highway near Walker, Montevallo, and then eventually over toward El Dorado Springs. Up to 50 miles per hour can be expected. And then we just have good old-fashioned thunderstorms throughout west central Missouri. Nothing severe at this time. So give me about 2-3 minutes, and I'll be right back. And while I'm gone, you guys listen to some jazz and see if you can get your better half up and do a little dancing while I'm gone. I'll be right back, guys. And welcome back to Subby After Dark. We have thunderstorms in and around west central Missouri this evening. I can't help but keep doing that. I just laugh every time I do it. Alright, we gotta shut the jazz down. It's liable to put me to sleep here in a little bit. So, just a quick update, guys. We do have just some moderate showers, a few rumbled the thunder throughout west central Missouri from Sedalia down through Leesville, Lowry City, Osceola, El Dorado Springs. We still have a pretty intense little cell down in Vernon County. It is packing some 45 to 50 mile per hour winds. It's going to be heading over toward El Dorado Springs and then eventually over toward Roscoe, Osceola Vista, Highway 13. And again, nothing severe with this right now. Just 45, maybe 50 mile per hour winds at the surface. I'd say most of those winds are elevated just a little bit above our heads. But other than that, that's about all that's going on here in west central Missouri. They did cancel the severe thunderstorm watch for Bates, Henry, Pettis, Johnson, and Cass counties. So if you live in those counties, you guys can go to bed, have a great evening. Go ahead and continue your evening activities. And then I have a feeling probably here in about an hour, they will likely allow Benton, St. Clair, and Vernon County to be dismissed from that severe thunderstorm watch as well, because this thing is going on till 5 a.m. This watch is. So I have a feeling once that cold front comes through your area, the severe weather threat is gone. So that's why I think they'll likely cancel it for the last three counties in our listening area here, probably in about an hour or so. And again, I'm not expecting any more severe weather outside of this cell down here in Vernon County. And again, it's a special weather statement right now. 45, 50 mile per hour winds is what it's packing. We'll continue to monitor it for a short while and make sure that that nothing else happens with this. But all in all, it's a very weak line of storms. And if you guys remember 2 nights ago, we did not have the energy, but we had all the other ingredients. We had a lifting mechanism up front. We had moisture. We had instability somewhat. But we just didn't have that energy. Tonight, we had everything, including the energy, but we didn't have that wind shear at the mid-levels. We had it at the surface, but not at the mid-levels. So whenever these storms fire up quickly and they get up there and they just collapse because they don't have that spin up there at the middle elevation. So that's what's happening tonight. We definitely have the energy out there. We just don't have the that mid-level rotation, that wind shear that's needed for intense thunderstorms. And that is the great news for tonight. Is I'd say the rest of the night we're just going to have a few showers, thunder showers, non-severe stuff. So hey, that's not a bad idea. We could do hold music request. Subby After Dark with Subby Flytrap. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, Doug gave you a slow dance. That's awesome. You know, we all got to have a sense of humor, and luckily that's what keeps me up and going, is my sense of humor. And I'm kind of a busy guy, so love a good laugh. And you know, when we have nights like this where there's not there's not these big intense thunderstorms, life dangerous thunderstorms. It was kind of a I don't know. You can call it a cry wolf if you want, and I know the National Weather Service is going to be getting a little heat from this because they canceled the Kansas City Royals game tonight, postponed it because of the severe weather threat. However, you have to keep in mind that all the ingredients were right on track for a rather intense night of storms. And the last thing we were too concerned about was the wind shear. We knew we had lots of energy, big time cold front moving in. Warmed up the upper 70s. You could feel the humidity out there. But that wind shear just was not there tonight. So, sometimes that's going to happen because remember, you got to have all four ingredients for severe thunderstorms to fire up. And you have to have moisture that we get from the Gulf of Mexico. We had it. You have to have a lifting mechanism, something that's going to push that warm air and make it rise. Once you rise that air, it condenses into clouds, and the higher it goes, the higher those cloud tops get, the more intense these thunderstorms get. So we had that. We had more than enough instability. We had close to 2,000 joules per kilogram of energy, and the storms have to have this energy in order to sustain them, for them to continue to get stronger. We had tons of that. You also have to have the fourth ingredient, and that's wind shear at all levels. We had it at the surface. We didn't have it at the mid-levels. And that's the reason why we did not get those as intense thunderstorms as what we were thinking we were going to have. So always better to be safe than sorry. That's what I always say. But we do have a new special weather statement for Bates County, probably for 50-mile-per-hour winds. This is kind of an extension off of this cell down in Vernon County. Special weather statement for 40-mile-per-hour winds for Bates County. Get a little bit better picture of that. That's going to be for this cell right here, right over Rich Hill right now, I-49. This is going to be moving to the east, northeast. So Rockville, Shell City, Appleton City, right along 52 Highway. You're going to start to see some moderate rain, maybe wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I do appreciate everybody being on tonight. We still have actually more people than I thought on all of our platforms still on tonight. We have most of West Central Missouri, at least half of West Central Missouri has been dismissed from the severe thunderstorm watch for tonight. We still have a ways to go for Vernon, St. Clair, and they might have canceled Benton County. Looked like they canceled Benton County off of that. They're having a hard time staying together tonight, Carson. But this particular cell down in Vernon County, it's moving a little slower than the other cells. And it's held together okay. It's just kind of gotten weaker over the last 30 minutes or so. Yeah, we got a couple little thunderstorms right overhead here in Clinton. We can jump over here to our live cam from Clinton Downtown Square. We are looking south toward Deepwater. You can see the spots on the camera. Pretty quiet in the big metropolis of Clinton, Missouri tonight. There's not a lot of traffic out there. That is our kind of our main drag down Ohio Street is what you're looking at right now. The rain dots have our has our Clinton Fire Department. You can't hardly see them, but that is in the far right hand side. They're right over here. You can't see them very well right now, but a little bit of lightning out there. You bet, Eric. Yes, this is the only system we're getting tonight, and actually we're going to be getting a break for a while. So we don't have anything really pressing right now here in West Central Missouri. We do have a special weather statement for Bates County. This is going to be to the east of I-49. Mainly running along 52 Highway toward Appleton and along B Highway, that B is in boy, toward Rockville. Maybe up to 40-mile-per-hour winds, some torrential rain, and even look like there could be maybe even a little bit of pea-sized hail that'll be coming across N Highway and O Highway here momentarily. We also have this strong cell down here in Vernon County. This is going to stretch from Walker, El Dorado Springs, just on the east side of Nevada, Milo, down to Sheldon on I-49. Again, this is moving also to the east-northeast. So, and again, nothing pressing right now. Everything pretty quiet out there on from the National Weather Service. Again, they're not too they don't seem too concerned with any of these storms out here tonight either. Now, if you're if you're north of this line, like up here, Baldwin City, Olathe, Wyandotte County, up through Smithville, Weston, and again, anything behind this line, this cold front, they're going to be extremely elevated, really high up, and nothing going on at the surface with any kind of rotation. It's, all the instability is gone. We got 46 degrees right now in Lawrence, 48 in Olathe, 50 degrees in Lee Summit, 48 in Kansas City. So all of the energy is zapped out up there. So, but you still could get some lightning, some thunder, some moderate to heavy rain spurts, but nothing severe. And same thing goes for down in the Cass, Johnson, Bates County. Even though they do have a little bit of a gusty thunderstorm, there's really nothing out there that is very concerning at this time anywhere throughout West Central Missouri. Yeah, Jordan, good thinking. We have a double header tomorrow with KC Royals. Yeah, I do, Advent Fear. As far as winding down, heading to bed in Windsor, absolutely, absolutely. And again, guys, everything is pretty much zapped out from Bates, Henry, and Pettis, Johnson, Cass County. The atmosphere is zapped now. So taking a look at the current conditions here, I'll just bring it up here for you guys, because, and again, this is going to be something. The more you guys understand what I'm looking at, the more you understand the river of air that's up above us creating all this mess. The less anxiety you guys will feel when we get strong storms. But we still have a little pocket of instability. This is really going to be from Henry County, St. Clair, Vernon County, all the way down into Oklahoma. But notice where that front, that's some pretty good thunder I just heard outside. But the front right now is south of Warrensburg, south of Harrisonville, and looks like draped right over Adrian Archie right now. So just a little bitty pocket of instability, and that's what the little thunderstorms are thriving on right now. However, it's winding down very, very quickly. So everybody wants to be planting. I understand that. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about this tomorrow at the State Fair at the Coliseum up there. I'm going to be doing a little seminar on the ag side tomorrow up there. I was asked to come up and give a little talk to the farmers and gardeners up there at their home show. So we have a chance for a frost even Sunday morning, guys. If the wind dies down and we clear out with very few clouds, we could see a frost at 34, 35 degrees on Sunday morning. So if you have any sensitive plants or vegetation outside, you might want to go ahead and cover them Saturday night just to be safe. But we got a chance on Sunday morning, on Easter morning, to have a frost. So I'm also seeing another chance of a couple more cool down toward the middle of the month. We're going to have right around the 15th, we're going to have another system coming in that could be drawing some of that. It's not Arctic air anymore, but it's a colder Canadian air. It could be drawing some of that cooler weather down to us. Then at the end, and then once we get past that, we're home free. I do believe we'll be home free after the 15th. So, and then at the end of April, we are going to be active again, and we'll start to have our severe storm chances returning at the end of April, right around the 27th, 28th, 29th of April. So we did get lucky tonight. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if we didn't get any more moisture tonight, but we got a pretty good little thunderstorm going on here in Henry County right now. Appleton City, you're getting ready to get hit with more rain. Bates County doesn't need any more rain whatsoever. That's for sure. Osceola, coming across 13 Highway, looks like you guys are getting a pretty good little thunderstorm. But again, nothing is concerning out there right now. We have a couple special weather statements going on, as you guys can see down around the actually Appleton City area. Pretty rural along 52 Highway and along B Highway. 52 runs from I-49 to Appleton City. B Highway goes from Rich Hill to Rockville. So some very moderate to sometimes heavy rain, reduced visibilities, maybe some small pea-sized hail mixed in. But again, there's nothing too concerning with this other than maybe some gusty wind, 35 to 40 miles per hour. So you guys read, right down here, we do have a special weather statement that's just been issued for St. Clair County, and that is just an extension of this guy right here. Maybe up to 50 mile per hour wind gusts is possible. Maybe some pea-sized hail near El Dorado Springs. But again, nothing to be concerned about right now. Just a good old-fashioned strong spring thunderstorm is what we've got right here. Thanks for that report, Mary. Appreciate that. Southwest Bates County. Yeah, Benton County, you guys are not, Tiffany, you guys are not in that watch anymore, that severe thunderstorm watch, but you can kind of see here on radar, there's going to be some thunderstorms moving into your area. So it's going to be loud for the next few hours, but the severe threat has really, I don't want to say completely gone. We can't necessarily say that, but we're gonna get a few robust thunderstorms. They're gonna be a little beefy, some gusty winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe some small hail, but that's gonna be about it unless something major happens. So you're in pretty good shape over there in Benton County. Kayla couldn't see 2 feet in front of the car. Yeah, torrential rains. These cells that we've had night before last and tonight, they're big time rain producers. That's for sure. And you kind of notice also that this entire line is kind of starting to kind of congeal into kind of a solid line of storms. I think we'll continue to see that here over the next hour or two, and then this will continue to push off to the southeast into areas Bolivar, Greenfield, Hermitage, and then down through Lake of the Ozarks, Buffalo, Springfield. So still think they'll be beefy thunderstorms, and we always, because there is a lot of we were concerned about the mid-level wind shear, right? We have it at the surface, but we don't have it up there above our heads. We still, obviously, if you have a strong thunderstorm, we always have to make sure that nothing happens with that cell where it gains just a little bit more vorticity. So we're constantly watching this. I've got 2 or 3 different programs right now, software packages that I'm watching at any given time just to make sure that these cells are behaving. But again, they're just strong thunderstorms. That's basically all they are right now. Hey, JR. I am good tonight. You missed our little jazz session we had earlier. we were talking to some jazz with Subby After Hours a little bit ago. Yes, spotters class on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to be doing it virtually on all of our social media platforms. So if you guys would like to, it's going to be put on by the National Weather Service. It is going to be a video presentation from the National Weather Service. And then afterwards, I'm going to be, of course, around answering any of your questions you might have. I might expand a little bit on what the National Weather Service says as far as being a storm spotter, what to look for, what kind of thunderstorms we typically get here in West Central Missouri and what we need to look for. So definitely invite you guys on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock on social media. We're going to be doing a virtual storm spotter class. You will have an opportunity to print out a certificate of completion afterwards. So yeah, definitely encourage you guys to come and learn a little bit about what it takes to be a storm spotter, how you're supposed to report to storms, how you can report to storms, and all that good stuff. And that's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Got a busy month coming up, a busy week next week. I'm going to be talking to Boy Scout Troop 430 on the weather. We're going to be talking to the Cougars, the 4-H group, also next week. Got 2 schools lined up. Got the presentation tomorrow at State Fair. So busy month. I love it. It's my what I call my marathon week. So if you're at Bucksaw, Sarah, so yeah, you might want to button down the hatches just a little bit, because we're going to have, Henry County's going to be getting a pretty good little thunderstorm here in just a little bit. We did get put under a special weather statement again for possibility of 40-mile-per-hour winds associated with this cell right here. Coming into Appleton City, Montrose, right along 52 Highway, and both directions, 52 through Montrose. I believe that is H coming out of Montrose, and that's going to be heading up into Henry County, and then eventually on over toward Bucksaw. So make sure you're camping. Make sure that you cover your firewood. Make sure your windows are rolled up. Make sure there are no leaks in your tent or your camper. So tomorrow I'm going to be at the State Fair for the home show. That's going to be held there at the main complex there on State Fair. I'm going to be giving a talk at 11:30 in Sedalia tomorrow. I'm going to be up there a little bit early, and then afterwards we are going to be answering questions. We'll be talking. We'll be talking to people. We'll have some handouts. Team Havoc is going to be with us. We're going to be explaining how we get information live through weather balloons. I've got several examples of weather balloons and the little components inside the weather balloon. We're also going to be talking about our probe deployments that Midwest Mezzo put out in front of these thunderstorms, so we can send this data to the National Weather Service, to their research team, so that they can match it up with radar data, and then they can maybe try to understand the storm just a little bit better, what's going on the ground level. So we're also going to be taking an extended look for the farmers and the ag side as far as what the summer and fall looks like, courtesy of the LRC. We are going to hear a video presentation from Gary Lezak and the LRC. So it's going to be a very informative discussion that we're going to have tomorrow. That is at the State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, at the main. I forgot now what the heck that place is called, but it's a Homestead convention there at the main complex there at the Sedalia State Fairgrounds. Yes, Warrensburg's in a clear for tonight. Johnson County, Kayla, you can get some beauty sleep tonight. Guys, it's been fun tonight. I appreciate we still have a steady group of people still here in the live stream tonight. I appreciate you letting me kind of act out a little bit with my subby late at night jazz program we had earlier. That was pretty funny though, because Mark, he went home, my partner in crime, director of emergency management, he went home a little bit ago, and but he was sitting over there, I was sitting over here. I must have just hit a button by accident, and we had that jazz music playing in the background, and I couldn't find out where it was coming from. Finally, Mark said, "Oh, you have jazz music going right up here," so I shut it down. We kind of started to have a little fun with it later on, but it's been a fun night, luckily, and I like nights like tonight when we don't have to be too concerned with severe weather, and we can get on here, we can cut up just a little bit and have a little bit of fun and keep everybody informed at the same time. No, Alan, this is all virtual. If you go back and look at my announcements, this is all virtual. It's going to be on social media. They continue to have stuff going on at the Benson Center, so it seemed like for the first couple of dates they had something else going on. So as busy as I've been for the month of April, we wanted to get it in as soon as we could, so we decided just to do it virtually live. So again, let's do a little recap here. We got lots of thunderstorms out there. Nothing severe right now. So we do have a couple strong little clusters of thunderstorms. The first one's coming into Henry County, and could have maybe some pea-sized hail, but more likely 30 to 35 mile per hour gust. Some torrential rains. And it's coming down 18 and 52 highway right now. It's going to be affecting Clinton, Brownington, Deepwater, Montrose here momentarily. We also have another one still down here for southern St. Clair County. This is going to include El Dorado, Roscoe, Vista, Osceola, Highway 13 from Deepwater all the way down to Collins. So it's a pretty broad special weather statement here. And again, for 40, 45 mile per hour winds are possible with this, and torrential rainfall. A little bit further south, a little bit better hail signature down around Montevallo. This is going to be along HH that runs north and south. Might have some pea-sized hail there as well. But again, just very robust, kind of beefy springtime thunderstorms, nothing severe. A lot of lightning associated with this. We'll take a look here at our live cam looking south from Clinton toward Deepwater right now. And we can take a live look here. Again, we are looking south from downtown Clinton Square toward Deepwater. And pretty active as far as lightning goes. You can see a flash every 5, 6, 7 seconds. So we have quite a bit of lightning still around the area. See if we can catch a nice lightning strike. Um, I wish I can say you guys are in the clear there at Fristo. You're not under a watch anymore, but there are a couple beefy thunderstorms that's going to be heading your direction. So I can't necessarily give you an all clear yet, but there's really not a whole lot to be concerned about with these thunderstorms as of right now. Oh, we just missed a super nice lightning flash, lit up the whole sky. Maybe what I'll do is, let's do this. There you go, guys. That way we can see if we can catch a good lightning strike. It lit up the whole sky all the way across, a bunch of fingers of lightning. Pretty cool. Windsor, Calhoun, you guys are getting ready to get a dousing of rain and quite a bit of lightning associated with this cell. It's going to be moving in your direction. It's over Calhoun right now and going to be moving into Windsor here in just a few minutes. Clinton, right on top of Clinton, we're starting to get a pretty good shower. You can kind of tell that on the live cam as well as the rain hits the camera. Montrose, you guys are heavy rain. Germantown, Montrose, along K Highway from 18 all the way through Germantown, Montrose, Appleton City is going to be moving into Ladue, Deepwater, Brownington, and running right over 18 Highway, Delmar, New Piper, and eventually this is going to be heading right into Clinton, where we could easily pick up about another probably at least quarter to half inch of rain just with this cell right here. So not something we really need right now. There's more rain in Henry County, but looks like we're going to get it anyway. Matt. Oh, I can sense sarcasm. I can sense a little sarcasm. Chris, you're at the hotel by Windsor Crossing. Okay. Yep, I know exactly where that is. Down P Highway. Let's just zoom in on where Chris is at right now. Yep, you're kind of right in a little hole right now, Chris. So there's Brush Creek there on PP and the bridge, and there's C Highway. So yeah, you just get a little bit of a light shower, but you've got quite a bit coming up to you from your southwest. You're going to start getting hit pretty hard down there with quite a bit of lightning and moderate to heavy rain. Yes, Butler, you guys can go to bed in Bates County. You guys are in the clear, Cheryl. You guys can go to bed or continue your evening. Have a great, fantastic night. Yeah, these are the kind of nights that I know when I was younger, before kind of got started into streaming for our area around here, I would go and find there's the highest point in Henry County down off of 18, and I would go up on top of the hill, and as far as elevation, it's the highest point in Henry County. And I would sit up on nights like tonight and just try to catch that was a pretty good lightning flash. Try to catch insane lightning shots. And man, that's so relaxing, so peaceful. If only I had some jazz music going on as well. Oh, that was funny tonight. You bet, Julie. And thank you for watching Subby at Night. We have a chance for thunder showers throughout the rest of the evening. Lows dipping down to the lower 40s. It'll be chilly in the morning. Make sure you wear your jacket as you head out the door tomorrow morning. We're looking for daytime highs only into the low to mid 50s. Sunshine breaks out for your Sunday across west central Missouri. High 60 degrees. I don't know why I get such a kick out of that. So we have a extension to this special weather statement that's going to include parts of Benton County. And again, this is basically for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, guys. So again, it looks a lot worse than what it really is. Torrential rains, maybe some pea-sized hail, and a couple of wind gusts, maybe up to 40 miles per hour. Thanks, Cindy. I'll have a great time tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Hey, weather lady. Kind of zoom this out a little bit, and you can see we have special weather statements from extending from Warsaw down to Hermitage, down to Greenfield, Carthage, and just north of Neosho. And again, these are going to be for 40-mile-per-hour winds associated with this little line of thunderstorms along the cold front. We've got, let's see here, we got 47 degrees in KC, 47 at Lee's Summit. We're down to 68 here in Clinton, 69 in Warsaw. So definitely you're going to feel that wind shift from the south to coming out of the northwest, and you're going to feel a temperature drop of about 15 degrees in about a snap of the finger. El Dorado Springs, Montevallo, you guys are having some moderate rain, maybe some pea-sized hail, all the way up through Roscoe. Getting ready to come into the town of Osceola. It's knocking on your door right now. All the way down WW, there's the high school, the airport, all the way down 13 Highway. So we're going to have some pretty blinding rain here coming across 13 Highway. If you or a family member is traveling 13 Highway, you're going to want to slow down for this. There'll be torrential rain coming across 13 Highway here momentarily. Up here in Henry County, we have a pretty strong cell marching right down 18 Highway on the west side of Clinton right now. We have our live cam looking south out of Clinton as this storm begins to set its sights on Clinton with some moderate to heavy rain at times, a little bit of lightning, maybe some pea-sized hail. See a little bit of possible pea-sized hail coming down 18 Highway right now. Almost there at the curve with the shooting range, the gun range, right along T Highway. We're going to notice the rain really start picking up here on our live cam. No, it didn't. It didn't. And one of the big reasons we have talked about earlier tonight too on that weather lady was the fact that we had all the ingredients set up for a very intense night of storms, with the exception of mid-level wind shear. We had it at the surface, which we need for any kind of tornadic supercells. We had plenty of cape, plenty of energy out there. We had the cold front moving in. Everything was set up perfect, with the exception of that mid-level rotation, that wind shear that's needed up there. These cells will quick the fire. They get up to a certain level and they just kind of fall apart, and that's how it's been all night tonight. Just with some regular thunderstorms, Kevin, you're not under a severe thunderstorm watch anymore. That has been lifted for Knob for tonight. Just some beefy little thunderstorms, maybe some wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That's about it. You bet, Kev. So again, anybody traveling 13 Highway, or if you know somebody traveling 13 Highway, really from Wablo all the way up into Clinton right now, boy, they're getting hit with some very heavy rain right now. Of course, you got to watch out for ponding into roadways. Of course, you can hydroplane at 45, 50 miles per hour when you have an inch of water over the road. So just make sure you drive carefully, as this heavy band of heavy rain is going to be coming across 13 Highway. Oh, the boys over in Midwest Mezzo, they're loving my subby after dark tonight. Nothing. Leave it to the boys to make some nice AI photos of subby after dark. Oh, good grief, that's funny. That's funny, guys. Oh, there you go, Stephanie. Chuck Norris movie, Lone Wolf. I remember that movie. Heck yeah. That's a classic. Hi, Shauna. No tornadoes for Clinton. We were just having fun with Subby's After Dark program. No tornadoes. We got some beefy thunderstorms that's moving through Clinton now. Maybe 30, 35 mile per hour winds associated with it. A lot of rain. A lot of lightning. That about sums up this entire line coming from Clinton down through Osceola, Lowry City, Wablo, right along 13 Highway, over toward Roscoe, El Dorado Springs, down to Stockton. And again, we're looking at just beefy springtime thunderstorms. That's all we're really watching right now. Nothing severe. Yep, no tornado warnings tonight. Yep, just, I don't know, in Henry County, we might have 45 more minutes of thunderstorms, light rain, and then it's going to be moved off to the east, and we don't have to worry about severe weather or anything for the rest of the night. Actually, Bates, Henry, Benton, Pettis, Johnson, and Cass County, we're not even under a watch anymore. So they let it expire. And we're just kind of following these beefy thunderstorms, kind of let everybody know what's going on. Nothing severe, just some good old-fashioned spring thunderstorms. Subby in the evening. Yeah, same, Jessica, same thing for St. Clair County. Again, we've got a strong thunderstorm moving through. Nothing severe. Hi, Karen. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning, especially this cell here in Henry County. You guys see all the little lightning indicators. A lot of lightning around. You can see it. That's the big one. That was a big lightning strike somewhere. Saw it on cam and heard the thunder. Midnight Special. I know that song. I think that was one of the main songs of Twilight Zone, the new Twilight Zone movie. I call it new. I think it was in the 90s, but the newest Twilight Zone, the movie. No warnings for Centerview, no watches for Johnson County. You guys can go to bed without having to worry about anything the rest of the night. Severe weather threat is done for Johnson County. Now, one thing that I do want to kind of stress here, guys, is the fact that we're picking up a lot of rain tonight. Look at my. We picked up about a half-inch of rain so far. With Subby's Weather Talk weather station. So about a half-inch of rain have fallen already, and we still have this cell moving through. So we can probably expect close to 3/4 of an inch by the time it's done. And remember, any rainfall that we get is going to aggravate the flooding conditions out there. You know, I know a lot of roads finally made it below flood level. But with this extra rain tonight, if anybody has to get up early in the morning and travel, make sure that you pay attention to the roadways, because we could see water back up over the roads again in the morning. Severe thunderstorm watch for Roscoe, but you know, right now Roscoe's, you guys are getting a thunderstorm. You guys are you know, getting some moderate heavy rain with a lot of lightning, but nothing severe for Roscoe, probably for the rest of the night. You guys ought to be in pretty good shape. Wolfman Jack. Oh, it could have been. Yeah, I think that's right. Thank you, Weather Lady. Appreciate that. That's super chat. Wolfman Jack. I remember Wolfman Jack. Any of you guys that went to the severe storm seminar that was held at the Benson Center, you could have been one of the lucky ones to hear my Elvis impersonation. So, yeah, I actually got on the mic and did a little Elvis music pre-seminar. We go from Elvis to jazz. I don't know how that is. Yeah, I seen it, Levy. I seen it. I'm gonna have fun with that picture. But I do like that body you put on there. I know, me too. I've been singing Midnight Hour in the back of my mind. Oh, thank you, Cindy, hanging out to keep me awake. I appreciate that. I think it was too much of that jazz music. Oof, my eyes are getting heavy. And those of you that are still out there watching, we got about, I don't know, we're down to about 300-400 people. We've lost a lot of people here over the last hour or so. Of course, many areas is getting out of any kind of severe weather risk. But appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. And again, the reason why we do this is try to get as much information out to you guys as we can. We've talked about this a million times. So many people have cut cable. You know, it used to be 10-15 years ago, if we want to know anything about the weather, we go to our local news channel in Kansas City or Springfield or Columbia. And anymore, with everybody cutting cable, everybody's getting their weather information on social media. I get a lot of information off of social media. You know, I still watch Max Velocity. When there's nothing going on around here. Max Velocity, great dude, just got his meteorology degree. They do nationwide coverage of severe weather, in which I opted just to do this hyper local area here in West Central Missouri, branching down to our friends and family down in Springfield, as well as the Kansas City metro area, but mainly just trying to keep it local, so that, you know, we can get this information out to you guys as soon as we can. A lot of people hear thunder and they freak out and they don't know what's going on. And that's the reason why we stayed live. Even though there's really not a whole lot of severe weather out there tonight, but I want to make sure that I am live to be able to give them the information in case they wake up and want to know what's going on. And I'd say probably here, probably within about the next 30 minutes or so, I'll probably call it a night, because we're not expecting any more severe weather here. Just very strong, beefy springtime thunderstorms. So But want to make sure everybody gets that information. We're really cooling down out there right now. Let's take a look at some of the area temperatures. Let's check out Adrian right now. Adrian is at 53 degrees. Warrensburg is sitting at 60.8. Pleasant Hill is sitting at 50.9 degrees. So definitely get a lot colder as you move further to the north. Higginsville is sitting at 51.4. And then we go down here to Springfield, and they're still at 72. So still quite a bit of juicy atmosphere down there in the Springfield area. But much colder temperatures on the backside of this front moving through right now. Evening jacket and tie. That's funny. Cadova. So we still have one pretty broad special weather statement for St. Clair and southwestern Benton County. And again, this could be maybe a couple of wind gusts of 40 miles per hour. And again, I'm not seeing anything on my velocity map up here. We can jump over to velocity on here, and again, maybe seeing some 30 mile per hour winds coming into Benton County, but again, nothing severe, just a robust thunderstorm. Yeah, I do like Max. You know, he gets a lot of information out there. He's very punctual. He can explain things very, very well. That's one of the hardest things that I kind of had to learn as I go, was not everybody understands all that weather jargon. So I try to use words and I guess explanations that are about as easy as I can for other people to understand. So that's a really tough thing to do when I get talking to other weather nerds, and we start talking about CAPE and we got a cap going on, and what's the sin on the atmosphere and all this. I mean, I get wrapped up, and I know people don't really understand a lot of that jargon. So try to keep that. Was a neat lightning strike. I try to keep things as simple and easy, but enough where you can kind of understand it. So Max does the same thing. That's what I like about Max Velocity. So a big shout out to our storm chasers from Midwest Mezzo tonight. They were able to get up into northwest Missouri. They got underneath of a tornado warned storm up near Maryville tonight. Had some great captures from both Nader boys and from Team Havoc tonight. Storm chaser Jeff Smith was hanging out right there with them. They all had great video tonight, some great pictures taken by our storm chasers. So that was awesome. They did a great job. We put them right on the storm up there. We kind of put our heads together and come up with the target, and that's exactly where that tornado warned storm ended up being. So that was good teamwork on their part tonight. And I do believe a lot of people tuned in to Team Havoc and Nader Boys tonight. I was working up until these storms started crossing the state line. So I know a lot of people, we shared their streams. A lot of people went over there and watched the streams with them. So Definitely want to show those guys some love. Make sure you like and subscribe all of their YouTube videos. And great guys. I couldn't ask to be associated with a better group of very respected, well-trained storm chasers out there. The only one we were missing was 417 Chasers. So, of course, they primarily chase down in southwest Missouri, and you know, they were really active last year down in southwest Missouri. It seemed like west central Missouri had been, and northwest Missouri had been kind of the hot spots, at least over the last 2 or 3 storm systems. Hi, Driston. Looks like the highest winds are going to be out here, probably done past you, east of Atro Bartle Scout Reservation. 25, 30 mile per hour winds, or 30. Yeah, maybe some wind gusts up to 35, 38 miles per hour, which don't sound very impressive, but there you get a pretty good wind gust of 35, 40 miles per hour. It can blow some things around, that's for sure. We put another little special weather statement on this cell that's coming through eastern Henry County right now. It's going to be moving up into parts of southwest Pettis County. Also Leeton, you guys are getting a pretty good cell right now as well in Leeton along 2 Highway. Windsor, you guys are going to be getting part of this as well. And again, you see this funky looking polygon, and the reason you see it like that is because the National Weather Service out of Pleasant Hill, they do not cover Benton County. Benton County belongs to Springfield branch, so Springfield has to issue the warning for Benton County. So basically what Pleasant Hill did was put a polygon out and then cut out Benton County and let Springfield issue that special weather statement if they need it. Yeah, we might. Oh, Cindy, if you want, I don't dare show it on air right now, but if you guys would only see what these guys have come up with, some AI photos of Subby's After Dark program. I'll read it to you. I'm not going to show you the picture. I'm not brave enough to do that, but it's Subby After Dark Live, where storms get wild after dark. Subby's live weather. So, anyway, pretty funny stuff. You bet, Driston. Oh, goodness. Good stuff. So down in Collins, and again, that was right on that leading edge. So, you know, you got some of that rain-cooled air, some of that outflow that's being pushed out of those storms there at Collins. And yeah, you get a pretty good wind gust right when that hits. And, you know, 40, 45 mile an hour wind gusts. And again, it's going to blow some stuff around. Well, Jordan, the way, there's really no rhyme to reason. They pretty much just they have to limit their counties. So like the Pleasant Hill National Weather Service, they cover 40, 42, 43 counties, and then Springfield, they cover less counties. I think they said 27, but their population is a lot higher than what the National Weather Service out of Pleasant Hill is. So they have to draw the line somewhere, and so if it's not Benton County, then how come not Versailles? So they have to draw the line somewhere. So, Kansas City, people don't realize, they're dealing with storms here in the Kansas City metro. They're dealing with storms in Paola and Spring Hill, Leavenworth, all the way up to Maryville, Rockport, and then they cover all the way over here near Kirksville, Chillicothe, Chula, Trenton. So, they cover a big geographical area. And again, I don't dog the National Weather Service at all. They have a very, very tough job. But when you're trying to keep watch on 43 counties, especially during high severe weather risk days, they only have so many eyes on radars. So again, that's one of the nice things about our group, is that we're really only watching about 8 counties here in west central Missouri. Now we're keeping an eye on our friends in Springfield and Kansas City, but we're focused on those counties right here, kind of hyper local, and so we don't have as much room to have to cover. So we can kind of get down to the more rural part of Missouri and talk about towns such as Rockville, Shell City, Harwood, Metz, Richards. Vernon County is loaded with these little bitty towns: Deerfield, Richards, Moundville, Bernal, Sheldon. And every county has that rural area that these big time TV stations and the National Weather Service, they're focusing on the larger populations. So that's another great point of why groups such as ours is such in demand, to have somebody cover that hyper local area. So you guys are sitting good there in Cooper County. You don't have anything to worry about for tonight. You're not under any kind of watch. All these storms are going to stay just to your south. The stronger, more beefy storms will stay to your south. And it's, Marshall's already down to 61. So that cold front's going to be knocking on your door really, really quick. And that's going to completely eliminate the chance for any strong thunderstorms. So 65 Highway, Lincoln, Cocamp. You guys are going to start, again, be hit with some moderate to heavy rainfall at times, with maybe a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust associated with it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, nothing severe. They just throw out a little special weather statement to say, hey, don't be alarmed, but you could see a wind gust up to 40 miles per hour, maybe some small pea-sized hail, but nothing severe. Windsor, you guys can go to bed in Windsor. They're nothing to be concerned about, Emma, in Windsor. And again, there's a little special weather statement. Going to be a loud thunderstorm. You guys are still getting some pretty moderate rainfall there in Windsor, but you know, the overall trend of these thunderstorms is going down as far as I guess the strength of these thunderstorms. So definitely have seen over the last 5, 10, 15, over the last 20, 25 scans on radar, this entire line of thunderstorms have continually weakened just a little bit, and they weren't very strong to begin with, but they're still beefy little thunderstorms. Oh, thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. I really do. You guys are, man, what a group we have. We help each other out, especially during winter time. I see that so much from all of our members of our room, where, you know, people are wanting to know what the road conditions are. What's the roads going from Clinton to Harrisville? What are they like? What are the roads down to Warsaw? And everybody chimes in. Those that've been out on the roads, they tell them what the roads are like, and such an awesome group to be part of here, and you guys have supported me over the last 5 years with our fundraisers, so that we can you know, have all of the software and hardware that we need. So you guys are awesome, and you know, I just wish every little group of 7 or 8 counties had a Subby's Weather Talk group like what we have. If that sure would make life a lot more safer from severe storms if we had groups like that. So thank you guys. Hi, Claire. I'm just going to kind of zoom this out just a little bit, let you guys kind of see what's going on. Oklahoma, they're still getting hit with some pretty strong storms. These are likely going to weaken as they push to the east into northwest Arkansas. I know we have a few people out there that had contacted me earlier about being in northwest Arkansas. Not northeast, in northwest Arkansas. This line of storms is going to be making it your way. You are under a severe thunderstorm watch. It doesn't look as intense as what it looks in Oklahoma right now by the time it gets to you, but just keep in mind, if you're in here in northwest Arkansas, you know, you're going to have to stay weather aware for the next few hours. You do have a pretty intense line of storms that'll be moving in your direction. But here in west central Missouri, southwest Missouri, I really don't think we have much to be concerned about at all the rest of the night. We have some beefy thunderstorms. Looks like we probably have a little bit of pea-sized hail that is in Benton County. That's going to be, probably here in the next 3-4 minutes, probably on the next scan. The pea-sized hail will be awfully close to 65 highway near the Coal Camp Junction, where 52 and 65 come together. So you know, be prepared for that if you live in this area. If you hear some small hail hit your windows, there's nothing to be concerned about. Oh, Tom, you must have been watching a little bit beforehand when we were doing our Subby at Night Jazz Festival. We had a good time tonight. I enjoy when we can have nights like this where we're not too overly concerned with severe weather. We really didn't need this extra rain tonight, but you know, I'd much rather be dealing with that than 80-mile-per-hour winds coming through our neck of the woods. So 0.66 inches is what the Subby's Weather Talk weather station is showing for Henry County. So again, all that's going to do is it's going to aggravate those flooding conditions around in the streams and creeks and rivers around west central Missouri. So again, if you have to get out and about tomorrow morning, or overnight tonight, maybe you have to work early on Saturday morning, just be mindful that any place that's susceptible to water over the road, even though it might have been it might have been back down today, it's likely back up again as we have these rains come through the area tonight. So just be mindful of that. Oh, good, Susan. Was that the last storm 2 nights ago? I know you were talking about having a lot of lightning. Thanks, Jordan. Hi, Jason. Yeah, it was fun tonight, Jordan. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe we've been on about 3 hours tonight. So, I tell you what we're going to do. I think we're going to go ahead and call the stream at about 11:30, about another 15 minutes. Our numbers are down. I think a lot of people had listened to the stream. They can go to bed. It's getting a little bit late on this Saturday night. So again, we have what's left of this cell here in Benton County. And really, that's going to be it tonight, guys. And really, if anybody is watching, even from the Columbia, Boonville, Versailles, Hermitage, down to Stockton, Nevada, Clinton, all of these areas, things are just really starting to wind down here. We'll stay on about another 13, 14 minutes, and we'll probably go ahead and call the stream. Just in case somebody should happen to jump in on the stream, want to know where that thunder's coming from. But I'll continue to update on social media, similar to I did the night before last. I'm about 2 blocks away from my casa, and so I was able to go home, and I have the same setup as home as what I do at the weather centers, and I can jump right back live again if need to be, but I don't think we're going to be doing that tonight. I think these storms are going to continue to wind down tonight, and I constantly see these cells continue to weaken a little bit here just over the last 15 minutes. So they're really starting to wind down tonight. Good news is this is going to be our last severe weather for a little while. We have another system coming in on Thursday. I don't think it's going to be much of the way of any severe threat, but we could get more precipitation on Thursday. and really we're kind of going to be into a lull until about the 15th, right around the middle of the month. We have a couple of storm systems that's supposed to be, they're way out there in the Pacific right now, but it looks like we could be dealing with some severe weather chances. But the end of the month, the end of April, is really going to be kind of our that's really going to be kind of our time at the end of April, where we can kind of use these nights where we don't get, we're kind of set up for severe weather and we don't get it. Now that's great news, but it's also kind of a practice session. So, you make sure you have a flashlight handy. You want to make sure your weather radio has good batteries in it. You want to be able to obtain weather information from more than just my stream. That's what makes the weather radio so important, or weather calls, so that you can go to sleep and you'll get a phone call with my voice on it waking you up. Now, it won't be my after dark voice. It'll be my professional voice. So, this is a great practice for when we do, and we will. I mean, every year we go through a night, 2 nights, 3 nights that we have really intense thunderstorms coming through the area. That's when we put our game face on and we track these storms, and we have a plan. Because if you plan and prepare, that takes all the fear out of these thunderstorms. So that's at least what we try to do here in our group and going live. Oh, Crystal, thank you guys so much. More ways than one, and you know that, Crystal. No rain for tomorrow, Christina. I wouldn't be surprised if we had maybe a leftover shower first thing in the morning, but we should stay mostly dry. It's just going to be, when this cold front comes through, if you haven't been outside yet, you'll realize. I mean, we've got 46 degrees in Lee Summit, and we've got 72 just east of Warsaw. So you'll definitely notice the cooler air, winds coming out of the northwest. It's going to be a chilly day tomorrow, but we should be mostly dry tomorrow and on Sunday. We'll have a nice little warm up next week, and again we'll have a chance for more precipitation, some thunderstorms on Thursday. Right now it's not looking like anything severe next week, but of course I'll be updating that at Wilder RV Weather Center as we go into first part of next week. So those of you down here in the Springfield area, so again, it's been pretty quiet for you guys tonight. One thing to kind of keep in mind, these cells down here in Oklahoma, they've been packing a punch all night long, and they're just now starting to cross the state line. Now, it's not going to affect west central Missouri any, but if you live in the Springfield, Ozark Republic, Mount Vernon, Aurora, Neosho area, matter of fact, Joplin, Neosho just got under a severe thunderstorm warning. And more pictures coming up. I'm turning my phone off for right now. 60 mile per hour winds, 1 inch hail for Joplin, Neosho area. So these storms are packing a little bit bigger punch than what we've seen tonight up here closer to west central Missouri. So those down in the Springfield area, as these continue to push off to the east and to the north, probably here, probably in the next couple hours, probably right around the 1:30 a.m. time frame, you guys might be dealing with some pretty robust thunderstorms down in the Springfield area. So just kind of keep that in mind. If any parents have kids going to school down there, down in Springfield, down in southwest Missouri, make sure that if they call you want to know what's going on, you kind of fill them in on what's happening. But pretty strong storms coming into Joplin, Neosho, Diamond, Granby. There's going to be along Interstate 49 and Interstate 44. So pretty robust thunderstorm. Maybe a little bit of a Boeing segment here where we can have some pretty good winds possibly. Yeah, we got another little wind bag here. Of course, we always watch at the bookends. Now remember, this is not West Central Missouri, guys. We're talking down around the Joplin, Neosho area. But what we do, we track. Let me draw my drawing pen. So when we see the Bowen segments like this, so what the areas that we kind of focus on, yeah, there's going to be some strong winds out here in front, but we also like to watch what we call the bookends. So we know that this is going to have some strong straight line wind pushing out. If you think of a river, and a river has a lot of bends, and you notice right at the bends there's little eddies. So the river of air above us is exactly the same way. So we have these little eddies down here at the bookends, and that's where we focus on for any quick spin up tornadoes. So not seeing anything here, but this is just kind of a little educational point. This is where we watch for any possible little spin ups on the bookends of those little Boeing segments. So and again, this is not West Central Missouri. This is going to be down here to the south, down Joplin, Neosho area, eventually working its way closer to the Mount Vernon, Springfield area. So you guys are going to have to keep a pretty good eye on the storm down in your way. I do know 417 Chaser Facebook page. If you have any friends or family down in the Springfield area, you definitely want to check them out. They're going to be updating these warnings all night long down for Springfield area. So that's 41 Chasers on Facebook, and they do pretty much what we do up here at Subby's Weather Talk. They're kind of a little bit more hyper local, focusing on Southwest Missouri. So definitely give them a follow on Facebook to stay up to date with any warnings up there. We got some, a lot of lightning, moderate rains coming down in Sedalia along 50 Highway heading over to Smithton. Again, nothing severe. Lincoln, Warsaw, you guys are in the clear for tonight. You guys can go to bed. You don't have nothing to worry about. Coal Camp, you guys actually, everybody here can, if you feel good enough to go to sleep, even though it might be lightning or thunder in just a little bit, you don't have to worry about any severe weather tonight. So we still have this ongoing special weather statement. It expires in 4 minutes, and I'd say that's going to be the last one of the night that we're going to see here in our West Central Missouri listening area. All right, Jason, take care. Oh yeah, Jordan, I got him back on one of my spare screens back here. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes here when this special weather statement is allowed to expire, and then we will probably go ahead and sign off for the night. And again, a big thanks to you guys kind of hanging out with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Keep things kind of enjoyable. Thanks for letting me kind of cut up a little bit tonight. If any of those boys from Midwest Mezzo still watching my stream, they just got to know that paybacks are they're definitely coming. Paybacks are definitely coming. Good stuff. Good stuff. Absolutely, JR. I would love that, man. I would love that. If you're ever up this way, man, I'd love to meet up with you. It's been a long time, brother. There's one. Hi, Anna. I knew we'd get at least one new person in here before I signed off for the night. You're just the person I was looking for. No, Anna, we do not. We don't have any severe weather left here in West Central Missouri. You are going to be able to sleep like a baby the rest of the night. Now keep in mind, here in West Central Missouri, we could have another little thunder shower, maybe a brief rain shower later on tonight. But again, you're not going to have to worry about severe weather the rest of the night. If you look right here, 52 degrees in Warrensburg, 50 in Harrisonville. And I'm sure it says 68 Clinton, but we are sitting at 59 in Clinton right now. So cold front has passed us, and our severe threat has now ended for West Central Missouri. Absolutely, Anna. Have a great night. Bye, Christina. As always, enjoy you being part of the stream tonight. And I know our Crazy Acres aren't watching right now, but they were so awesome tonight. They came to the courthouse and they dropped off some storm chaser snacks for me, not for Midwest Mezzo, but for me. And got some snickerdoodles. Those are brown butter snickerdoodles. I've had 3 of them. They are fantastic. Snickerdoodle, my favorite cookie. And they brought me a big old pack of salted goat milk caramels. Awesome. Big thanks to our Crazy Acres for doing that. Okay, guys, so the special weather statements have just expired here for Henry and Benton counties. Both of them are now expired. You'll see them disappear here momentarily. Just like that. It's magic. They're off of the screen. We are now left with just some residual thunderstorms out there in Pettis County and eastern Benton County. No more severe weather for West Central Missouri. So Preston, you guys are good to go, Mike, down in Preston, only because down 65 highway, you guys are going to get some thunderstorms. There's no doubt about that. You guys are down here, but no severe weather. Conditions have really stabilized over the last hour or so. Just good old-fashioned springtime thunderstorms. Nothing to be concerned about for tonight. You bet, buddy. You bet. Yeah, you're getting some thunderstorms. There'll be some lightning. It'll be loud for a while, but again, no severe threat for the rest of the night. So, guys, that's going to do it for me today. We've been live for 3 hours and 2 minutes. Enjoyed every minute of it. And, of course, you can catch all my updates. Don't forget, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, social media. We're doing a virtual storm spotter class with the National Weather Service. I'll be there to answer any questions. It will be on my YouTube page, on all of our social media platforms that you're watching this video now. So definitely invite you to learn something about storm spotting, and they'll be available for you to print out a certificate of completion after the spotter class. And who knows, maybe learn a few things or two on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So everybody have a great rest of your night. We'll be talking to you soon.